Hi, do you have my presentation?
Yes,
Yeah.
you
Okay, thank
you
you.
want me to open your presentation?
Oh, I think it's a good idea to start. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Um, Good time, dear friends, colleagues. I think it's great to see you and hear you here. Um, it's pleasant so many young people who are concerned about these trends in the world. I am the director of the Rural Development Fund in Kyrgyzstan. We have been conducting research on the preservation and revitalization of traditional knowledge for 20 years. Our country, Kyrgyzstan, mountainous country, and it's impossible to imagine us separate from nature and natural resources, separate from the biodiversity of the environment. Our nomadic way of style of life is still alive. Nomadic traditions are still alive. We remember how ancestors were nomadic and we see the traditional knowledge remains. I apologize for the internet. I will not able to switch on the video, but it will be able to listen you and respond by text if I cannot hear you. My colleague Elvira, she's here. She will help me if there are problems with translation or internet. Elvira, are you here?
Yes, Kulpaja, I'm here.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
And now I will start. Traditional knowledge and biodiversity. Please, next slide. Biodiversity and traditional knowledge, if we will start from traditional knowledge, it's a formal knowledge representing the set of collective experience accumulated over centuries and adapted to geographical and cultural needs. Traditional knowledge is an important tool for supporting biodiversity conservation. It includes information, practices, and wisdom based on continuous human observation and interaction with natural ecosystem and landscapes. The loss or reduction of biodiversity can lead to the loss of decay and vice versa. Please. I believe that the well-being of local community is closely linked to the well-being of natural ecosystems. Local communities acknowledge that biodiversity is important for their livelihoods and survival. Biodiversity directly relates to the sustainable economic development of local communities involved in collecting herbs and berries, beekeeping, using forest products, and other genetic resources. Local communities possess a unique knowledge and understanding of the landscapes and ecosystems, which is the basis for the conservation and sustainable use of biodiversity as well as cultural biodiversity. RDF, Rural Development Fund, research shows that the loss and reduction of biodiversity is becoming one of the significant challenges that local communities face today. Here you see our mountain community, and here you hear our custodians of traditional knowledge, especially of traditional herbs holder. Please, next. Types of traditional knowledge and traditional ecological knowledge related to biodiversity and its conservation. Please. First, rational use of natural resources. TK and traditional ecological knowledge are based on the principles of rational use of resources necessary for communities to support their livelihoods. It's for traditional treatment, it's medicinal herbs, to ensure food security or nutrition, berries, fruits, nuts, root crops, traditional crops. Traditional use is an important aspect of traditional ecological knowledge, consisting of a local approach to sustainable management of natural resources. For example, seasonal use of pastures, cultivation of medicinal plants, etc. Next, please. Second, management of natural resources. Traditional ecological knowledge is an important tool for local communities specific to each ecosystem or landscape and connected to deep and practical knowledge about the weak internet. I didn't hear you. Эльвира, вы слышите меня? Hello?
Да, все хорошо, слышно, говорить.
Эй, у меня прерывается почему-то, действительно.
Нет, мы вас хорошо слышим.
Okay, is an important tool for local communities, specific to each ecosystem or landscape and connected to deep and practical knowledge about the ecosystem and natural resources, as well as the relationship between people and ecosystem. It includes ecosystem management practices, for example, traditional practice of livestock, grazing, forest management, crop management, collection of medicinal herbs, biodiversity conservation, etc. Social institutions play an important role through participation in the management of natural resources and decision making. Here you see our picture where our Kyrgyz horses. It's a special type of aboriginal livestock. They are grazing near village community, and you see this mountain nomad style. It's summertime, and here playing kids from Susamere village. It's mountain village, and there 3,000 above of sea. Yeah, it's landscape. Please, next. First, fairy tales or information. Many traditional knowledge and traditional ecological knowledge are reflected in the form of fairy tales, legends, myths, and proverbs. In practice, this is aimed at disseminating information focused on the protection of biodiversity, natural ecosystems, and landscapes. This knowledge is expressed in folklore about wild animals, plants, and sacred places. It's focused on forming environmental awareness among the younger generation about the unbreakable connection between nature and man. In these pictures, you can see mountains kids. They are playing with felt toys, I think it's here. And you see a roof of felt dwelling of Kyrgyz people. It's calling Tunduk. It's a roof of felt dwelling. Please, next. Fourth, protection and taboo. Traditional knowledge and traditional ecological knowledge are aimed at protecting sacred places. It's calling in our language mazars, natural objects, caves, and water springs. These places are usually home to many wild animals or linked to vegetation or rare plants of sources of clean water. This category of traditional knowledge includes taboos and prohibitions, rituals, and rules regulating the relationship between local communities and ecosystems, thus protecting and preserving biodiversity. For example, taboos associated with the pollution of water sources and sacred places, hunting wild animals, and cutting down trees. In these pictures, you can see as national symbol of Kyrgyzstan is snow leopard. Just in this year on указом президента, как будет, Эльвира? Указом президента было признано this snow leopard was by presidential decree recognized as a national symbol. It will help us to preserve of this rare type of wild animal, snow leopard. Так. Please, next. Five, traditional knowledge is a source of data or system of early warning. TK and TK are not considered as scientific knowledge. However, traditional knowledge can be a timely and effective source of information about extreme natural and climatic disasters, including change in biodiversity and climate. These traditional knowledge are based on observation of changes in nature of animal behavior and can help in preventing natural disasters, reducing risk, and preserving biodiversity. Please, next. TK and biodiversity conservation issues. Issues of non-rational use of biodiversity. Biodiversity and natural resources are under high pressure with limited or no time to recover. As a result, natural resources and biodiversity are subject to severe degradation. Unclear, not fully agreed and fragmented responsibility for the conservation of natural resources of different institutions and local communities. It results in weak regulation of the access and use of natural resources, weak monitoring of the condition of biodiversity and natural resources, insufficient recognition of the role of local communities in co-management, as well as the importance of TK in preserving biodiversity, transmission of traditional knowledge to the younger generation, and weak interaction between TK and scientific knowledge. Please, next. Now I would like to share with you with main challenge issues of conservation of TK and biodiversity. The strengthening of the role of local communities and custodians of traditional knowledge to highlight the importance of the TK and TK among civil society, local people, and the young generation. RDF conducts activities focused on the collection and systematization of TK and traditional ecological knowledge to revive traditional practices on the protection and conservation of biodiversity and ecosystems, as well as popularization of traditional knowledge and traditional ecological knowledge among young people, local communities, and civil society. Please, next. Access and benefit sharing. An important aspect associated with the conservation of biodiversity and traditional knowledge raised by local communities is the issue of access to biodiversity and associated TK and fair distribution of benefit from the use of genetic resources and associated traditional knowledge. The use of certain types of medicinal plants for pharmaceutical purposes based on traditional healing practices, the use of berries, other forest products, etc. Traditional practices of cultivation of local crops or collection of endemic plants. Traditional practices of land, water, and forest management. It's important to introduce the regulation for the process of commercial use of biodiversity and associated traditional knowledge, as well as recognition of the role of communities in preserving TK. Please, next. Access and benefit sharing in Kyrgyzstan. RDF research shows that in Kyrgyzstan, genetic resources and TK are still transferred without prior informed consent, and participation of the local population and custodians of TK due to absence of any regulations for benefit sharing between users and the local population. Genetic resources on their own are not intellectual property and cannot be protected by intellectual property rights. Importance is represented by traditional knowledge and practices on the use of genetic resources and knowledge of the qualities and properties of genetic resources available to indigenous people and local communities. Access and benefit sharing from the use of genetic resources and associated TK can be considered as an efficient approach to biodiversity conservation. That is why prior informed consent and participation of the local population is an important issue. The introduction of the access benefit sharing in Kyrgyzstan. Please. To ensure access to ABS, the parties should provide legal clarity and transparency in the development of home policy and legislation on ABS. Clear and fair rules, procedures for access to genetic resources, information how to apply for PIC, prior consent, development of procedures for establishing conditions for mutual agreement, clear, cost-effective, and timely decision-making, development of criteria for involving local people and custodians of TK in ABS. The policy related to the introduction of ABS will not be efficient until local communities' right for TK are recognized and their active participation in management is secured. Please, next. Participation of the local population should not be just a consultation, but an opportunity to influence of the decision-making process. The participation process should be an ongoing process rather than a one-time action to collect information at the local level. You can see now one of our leader of farming community in our Batken region. It's south of Kyrgyzstan, and he now in the process of drying medicinal herbs. Please, next. RDS project on biodiversity conservation. We have too many types of project during 20 years, and I would like to highlight just mine of this project among projects during 20 years. It's revival and dissemination of TK and touch knowledge. It implemented by 2007. Access to genetic resources that necessitated TK, it's still Go Green project on medicinal herb cultivation, access and benefit sharing research, protect non-slow leopard and habitat through traditional ecological knowledge, support of local communities in conservation of protected territories, sustainable management of forest resources, support of local communities in beekeeping, Aboriginal livestock keeping research. It's 2020 till present. Next, please. I think I'm finalizing now. Yeah. Thank you. I finish my presentation, my lecture. If you have your questions, please, I am ready to answer, but I have limited time. Yeah. Right now, I am in mountain community and we have a limited time in guest house. Please, your answers or your questions. Sorry.
Luipa, you can read the questions in the chat box. Hello.
Yes.
Please.
Can I? I see this message. Can I send you my answer later? Cause right now I can.
No,
yeah.
I think you respond here. It is better if you respond here instead of sending the answers.
Okay. About prior informant, yeah.
Maybe it's better to read your question first and then answer.
Ага. Я так поняла, что это как предварительное информирование, согласие было использовано, да? Тут.
Я не вижу
Ага.
вопрос, если вы вслух почитаете.
Ага. Can you give examples of where prior informed consent has been experienced? Я, I mean, prior informed consent in our research. We are a research organization, and before we need to go to develop our instruments, methodology, and tools of our research, we need to take prior informed consents from leader of communities and from custodians and from holders of traditional ecological knowledge. We are practicing this method too many years, if you about it. Так. Здесь сейчас local clear list of genetic сейчас. Окей. Yes. Thank you for your question about does the idea for the local community supported to develop a clear list of compendium of the genetic resources in area and their uses. We have our list of genetic resources. I mean here about medicinal herbs. Of course, we have a clear list, and now our list is was passed to National Academy of our National Academy Scientists of Kyrgyzstan, and this list consists about 60 type of medicinal herbs, genetic resources, associated of TK. Okay. Why is TK not considered a scientific? It's a good question. Yeah, you are right. You are right. It's так. Эльвира, может, вы мне немножко поможете здесь?
Yes, the question is why the traditional knowledge is not considered as scientific. I think that it's...
Да, видите ли, это меня тоже волнует, и поскольку у нас нет научных работ, которые имеют доказательства формулами и доказательства каким-то доказательствами теоретических теорем каких-то, да, или каких-то научных экспериментов, да, и поэтому оно не считается научным. Хотя это не волнует сообщество. Для них это народная наука, они живут этим, питаются, лечат друг друга и ведут животноводство.
Yeah, for the long period of time, the traditional knowledge was the basis of the daily life of the communities in the rural areas. So they use this traditional knowledge as a tool for manage and plan natural resources for daily life, like protecting people from different diseases and etc. But however, according to our legislation, to be scientific, it should be proven by some formulas or some research which is proven by the like math approach and other scientific framework. But unfortunately, in our country, it's not the case. So we use it just in the natural way. And this knowledge, this traditional knowledge, are transferred from older generation to the young generation only in the oral form, like in the traditions, in the different ways. So that's why in our country, it's not considered a scientific, but of course our organization is willing to support and put some efforts to make it scientific, but unfortunately till now it was not possible.
И тут это вопрос, when это про beekeeping идет, да, вот, when carrying out beekeeping project, what I prefer hives, it's the local indigenous hives or the improved type. Ну, видите ли, вот, конечно, для вот местных людей местные, но они не бизнес порода пчел, потому что сейчас выводятся пчелы, завозятся инвазивные виды пчел, которые дают много меда и могут долго не болеть или не обязательно им летать куда-то далеко. И почему-то наши вот пчеловоды, они вот начинают экспериментировать. Но есть среди них такие, которые стремятся скрещивать местных с завозными пчелами. И они говорят, что это лучше все-таки, чем просто потерять местные виды.
So for beekeeping question, the case in Kyrgyzstan is that some part of the community are trying to keep the genetic resources and use only local domestic types of the hives and mix them. But you know, the beekeeping is becoming more commercial these days, and to get more profit and to be sustainable, farmers have to include other different types of hives, foreign types, so which are more sustainable for commercial aims, goals, and they have to mix these two types, like invasive coming from another countries and local types to select the best mixture and to get more proper and sustainable beekeeping. So this is the case for today's farmers. Еще что-нибудь добавить, да, или все? Или еще есть вопрос?
Okay.
Меня слышно?
I have question.
Hey. Yeah. Да. Next question is, my understanding is that many of scientific knowledge borrows from TK, and this has to be uncluded. Yes, you are right. I realize that a lot of science is borrowed from TK, and you are right. It should be recognized, but unfortunately, it has not been done yet. Thank you. Next question, best way to read the status of different countries of the, yes, you are right. Yeah, this link.
Okay, so, I have question.
Yeah.
In first, thank you for presentation. And I would like to ask a question about relationship of science and traditional knowledge. We know traditional knowledge play vital roles in prevention of prevent and increase biodiversity. In your country, science and traditional knowledge can work together to solve some problem of biodiversity. Can you give me some example from a country the science use traditional knowledge in your country to solve some problem of biodiversity in this area of Kyrgyzstan. There any examples? Can you give us any examples?
We have too many examples. Interaction between scientific community and TK community. For example, we have our project in Aboriginal livestock, especially of preserving and revitalizing of Kyrgyz horse. We have two components. First component is scientific component. We are involving our scientific people from our National Academy Science for Kyrgyzstan. They has provided генетические исследования, genetic research, да? Genetic researches, and second component, traditional knowledge. Now, in next week, we will provide national... Hello? Okay. Вас не слышно. And next
genetic
week...
researches. Yes, we can hear you.
Next week, we will present our project result under Ministry of Agriculture, under President team and Cabinet of Ministry, and under National Academic Science of Kyrgyzstan. And we have good interaction, but it's rarely examples. It's not usually a way how we can solve our problems.
Okay.
Okay,
thank you.
Thank you. Ну, наверное, все, да, Эльвира, у нас?
Вроде все, в чате нет вопросов, да?
Нет, I don't see more question in our chat, and I am thanking all of you. If you have more question, you can send your question to our email. We have general point at rgf@gmail.com, and our contacts in Grassroots Institute, our organizer of our lecture. Thank you, all of you. Sorry for tight time. Our time of internet is limited, our mountain territories, and I forced to say you bye. Goodbye, all of you.
Kuluipa, I wish to compliment Kuluipa, if you can hear few minutes, 2-3 minutes. I like to reflect on your lecture.
Okay.
Will you be listening or are you going?
No, I am listening you. We have few minutes.
Okay. So thank you for your very nice lecture and the very good topic, biodiversity and the Indian traditional knowledge. I think traditional knowledge is now already has completed like 40 years in the academic field. Traditional knowledge has been has been discussed in the domain for long time now. This is the more than 4 decades already, and it is already established that the traditional knowledge is recognizable, and it is of course is recognized in all possible ways. So this is a good topic. However, you have integrated the ABS system in your presentation, and it is good that you have been doing the good projects on these particular subjects. I think the Kyrgyzstan is quite new in documenting the ABS or complying with the ABS system. So ABS system actually originated long ago, since 98. it was started, and Daryl Posey of the Oxford University has actually given this concept long ago as the traditional resource rights. But later on, this ABS has evolved since 98, and I am the first PhD on ABS after the Nagoya Protocol was passed in 2010 in Japan. So I have really done a groundwork, fundamental work on these topics, but I'm no more interested in this. It is basically a commercial idea, and it emanated from the intellectual property rights regime, wherein everything was stolen and theft by particularly the Western companies and Western world. So still today, like Nagoya Protocol has been passed 2010, and today is 24 completing. So almost 14 years. Only some countries have progressed, and I have shared one link of the ABS clearing house based at the CBD. So you can really see how the country has been progressing, particularly the former Soviet Union bloc, including Kyrgyzstan, barring the Belarus has done very good progress otherwise. So all the former Soviet Union countries have been lagging behind, very, very behind in terms of progressing to comply with the ABS system. Even in your presentation, I observed that you have been talking prior informed consent, but very basic, very critical element you have left. That is the MAT, mutually agreed terms. Suppose you are taking the consent of the community and that is officially done, and you have been preparing some modalities, but you are not signing an agreement. Then what is the use of taking the prior informed consent? Because the neither the user of the traditional knowledge or the genetic resource, which is usually a developed country's company or some other commercial firm, maybe belonging to your own country or other country. So the user is not obliged to fulfill the agreements if the MAT is not signed. So is it a mistake that you have missed in the presentation, or it is completely missing in Kyrgyzstan? So Kyrgyzstan government, of course, the national government has to be a party in signing the MAT or PIC or whatever. But unless the MAT is signed, so no benefit is guaranteed. Even any commercial company can utilize the resource and can earn a fabulous money, but not obliged to share any benefit. First, it comes to the state, of course. And India and South Africa are celebrated, and including Argentina are celebrated as the leading countries in ABS systems. Okay. But still, we know the reality. It is only the state which is receiving the money from the corporations. The community is not a single good example, except those written in the literature a lot. But those examples all written in the literature have also collapsed over a period of time. Like India is a one good example of this sort. So the communities have not yet received any significant benefit out of this process. Globally, I'm telling. Whatever is written and reporting by the state government, states, I mean, in the form of the reports to the ABS clearing house, it is just a report. When you go and verify on the ground, then you will find a lot of mismanagement, and not only mismanagement, but is the false claims by the states. Okay, and this is all managed show. The entire money is going into the pockets of the state, and the state is enjoying ultimately. So this is the reality, even after 14 years of this business. So ABS is mostly is like a commercial venture and protected by the CBD with the global funding resources. We pay to the to the states, and the states pay to the United Nations, and United Nations organizations have been enjoying everything, all facilities at a lucrative scale. So here, ultimately, the people are still not getting any benefit. This is the one clear-cut issue and clear-cut indicator. Okay. Uh, Next thing is like the people have been raising these voices globally. In my perception, my knowledge, where I read the literature, so I find no solid examples of benefit equitable benefit sharing. So nothing is fair in this business. Okay. And yes, when very interesting phenomena has been emerging because of the biotechnology and genetic engineering and molecular biology. You see what is happening. There is no need of now going into the community or accessing any material or receiving this material and then carrying to your company or your country. Okay, there is no need now. What is happening? The local, like Kyrgyz company can take the genetic material, and the Kyrgyz company can make a full DNA code of this particular gene, which the pharmaceutical company or any other company is interested. So this genetic map can be prepared, and then it can be passed on digitally to the other countries, and the other countries can synthesize it. This is called synthetic biology. So through using the synthetic biology, the corporations, particularly in Germany, they are doing it. They do not need these companies do not need any PIC or MAT or whatever. They are flouting your international laws. So we are just crying that somebody is stealing, somebody is not taking our permission. So whatever this is happening, like in Kyrgyzstan, as you are involved in the projects, this is just an academic exercise. I tell you a truth. You may be disappointed, or other people may be disappointed by this fact, but this is fact. You read it about it in the literature and read how the synthetic biology is just failing all the project of this ABS. Even Cartagena protocol, which is the other protocol of the CBD, is trying to catch these all technological advancements, but it's really not succeeding. Very hopeless situation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for comments on ABS, also of business nature of this protocol. We have a law on TK, but no implementation mechanisms. We also joined to Convention on Biodiversity. Also, we have protocol joined to ABS protocol. Also, he's not even a roadmap yet. So I think we have a lot of work ahead of us. How will you implement it? We are looking at other experiences you mentioned about it, like India and other Latin American countries. We have a lot of cases of biopiracy to the neighboring country, to China and other countries. And we need to implement this in some way to regulate it. I think we are we will be in touch and we can cooperate if necessary. Thank you for your sharing your knowledge and experience.
But Kulupa, I'm still reserved. By the time you will complete your early stage of documentation, the things will go like beyond your reach, beyond your country's reach. The technological advance is too fast. It is too fast to catch anything, right? The molecular biology and synthetic biology is moving in this speed that really we cannot imagine.
True.
Может, siz qo'shimchalaysыз, Эльвира, или как? Или вот что-то можете дополнить или что?
Okay, dear, thank you very much. So now I have a couple of announcements for all our participants. Your quiz. I think many people have completed their quiz, and like 7-8 hours ago, I was seeing the quiz results. 32%, 32% out of 204. That time the record was 204 attempts, like 204 quizzes were submitted. So out of 204, 32% have passed. So it means 1/3 people have passed, the 2/3 people have not. So as we were discussing a couple of days ago, that there may be a problem that many people are leaving the questions blank, answers blank. So if answers are left blank, then obviously you are receiving 0. So that's the issue, and maybe there is a technical problem that this is happening. This is happening, that these answers are not written some text, something, and then left blank. So okay, so tomorrow all these fail entries, those quiz which received the failed status, right? So the failed status entries will be removed. So if they are removed, then all the people who have failed their quiz will can do the second attempt. Okay, if anyone has this question, any question or any clarification, please come forward.
I have a question. It's
Please.
Cynthia here. Hello.
Yes.
I'm up to unit 1.5 quiz questions, and it's still waiting, it says, because of something to do with multiple, I don't know what, that I maybe added too much, but does the waiting just mean you will get to it, or?
No, I do not understand your question. Yes, if you have submitted it, then it must be in the system. Then it will not show in your record. Because you have already submitted it. If you have submitted, then it must be there in the system.
Okay. I submitted it.
So what you can do? I just share the screen. Maybe you all the people will understand better. Let me share and show you. Just a second.
My friends, sorry, I forced to leave you. We have in mountain areas and you have the limited internet. Could you send your questions if it's necessary to answer to our email?
Yes, Kulupa, your message is clear. Yes, everybody, your profile is also there on the platform, so people will send to you the questions, right?
Okay.
You check now.
Yep,
Yes.
that looks good.
Yeah. Now it's okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So here, when you open this platform and you log in, so always you have the dashboard here. When you take mouse to your name or photo, so I'm just telling you the function, some additional functions, like you can go in dashboard. When you go in the dashboard, so you will see the left side are the different options, right? Here options, if you tick the quiz, So if you tick the quiz, then you will see the list result, my results. So go into the my results, because here results is for me, like your all quiz are coming to me. You see here, okay? You see all your quiz coming into here, 23 pages. Okay. So, but in your dashboard, it should be my result. Click my result, and then you will see how many quiz you attempted. For example, I attempted for just for my testing and learning, right? For testing and learning, my admin has used my account, and then that's why these many quiz are seen here. But in your account, you will see whatever the quiz submitted by you will be visible here. Okay, whether it is passed or waiting or failed. Correct?
So waiting means it has not been marked yet?
Yes, correct.
Okay, thank you.
Like these many you see in my screen, waiting means it is not yet assessed, right? So yeah. So we do simply, it's very simple. Review. We do go to the review. For example, this waiting, go to review, and then we check this quiz. First question is answered. Okay, we just give 30 mark is already there. We move to the next question. The next question also is having the answer, so we just finish it. So this is also our process. So now this person, where this passed, is already passed here. So so you can go into the my results, and then you can see your quiz, okay, status. So tomorrow, what I was trying to say, those who have failed, tomorrow we will remove these entries, failed entries, right? So when we will remove from here, then it will be visible in your system, in your dashboard. So or in your lessons. So okay, then you can do a second attempt. But the second attempt, please be careful. Do not leave anything blank. You write something. If you are writing correct answer is fine. If you are writing the wrong answer is also fine. So okay, at least we have some answer, right? So
Hello.
but do not do not leave it blank, because the blank will attract the 0 mark, right?
Yeah. Hello, I make my first attempt of the quizzes, but also I'm trying to came to see if everything is fine. And I check in my platform that I have a second attempt, but is empty of answers. So I think that my first attempt it's okay, and you can make my decoration of my quizzes, no?
It may be a technical error, right? Basically, as you are saying that you were feeding something, you were writing something in answer, but
Yes, I'm writing everything in the first attempt, but I'm going to check if everything is fine, and the platform have the registration of 2 tryings for some of the quizzes. So
okay, maybe some error. If the system is erasing your text, then is some error. Otherwise, if the text is there in your quiz, when it comes to us, if there is any text, then we just go and you receive the full marks or some little less marks.
Okay.
Otherwise,
Thank you
there is
so
no.
much.
If it is blank, then we cannot help you. Second time also. Okay. Another request for everybody, if you see my screen, please also insert your photo if you are comfortable, and also you can feed your details here, right? In the options are here, right? If you go down options, there is a profile, my profile. If you click my profile, you can feed your photo here, and also like these are the options here. Okay, so you can feed your about answers here, some material, then your profile will complete. I saw some of our friends, some of participants have entered this information and some photos are visible, but majority is not having any photos, right?
Okay.
Sorry, I missed. Is it next week that we can try again on these quizzes?
Yes, next week. Sunday will be open. Give me half minute, please. Yes, please. Sorry, it was a noise outside. Okay. Um, uh, this is one announcement for you. Um, you see this on this index page of the site. This is an announcement that if anyone is interested to prepare a new course and to become a course director, can propose a new course, right? So, but many people are not clear the process. It's very simple. If you are interested in proposing some course, so just see this, and important is this list. Browse the list of courses. So if you click this list, you will see our procedure that you please prepare and communicate with this email. And we also have written here um, in these 18 boxes, 1 to 18 here. So the 18 are the categories we have defined. So this particular course is happening under pastoralism, right? Pastoralism category. So under the pastoralism, we have illustratively proposed some topics here. Under this category, we have proposed some topics. Okay, so these are just illustrative topics. The other topics can also be proposed. So if someone is interested to propose a new course and think confident, then can prepare a new structure of the course and also can engage the instructors. So we need 3 instructors minimum if the course is of 3 units or 3 modules. So one module should be assigned for with assigned one instructor, right? So 3 modules, 3 instructors. So we do not believe in one person can do everything. One person can prepare the entire course and can deliver. This is not our idea. We want to include many people in one course. So one course director has to propose one course. So can prepare the one course like the one you are undergoing. So these are all suggested topics. Similarly, we have also proposed topics under agriculture. So by January, end of January, we will propose the indicative courses in under each of these categories, except the law. Law will start after April 2026. Or we can say after the mid of 26, we will propose under the law. Except the law, we will propose some topics under each category, and taking this, one of the topic can be picked up, or the new one can be proposed. So this is the procedure of proposing a new course, but the correspondence has to be done with this email ID. Many of the people had created the account under the instructor, like they want to be instructor, but the procedure is that it's not simply creating the account of instructor, but sending the CV and communicating. If you click the CV, your browser will open in the email, right? So in email you can do correspondence first. Okay, so simply the people do like they create the account with the name of the instructor, like the one I can show you here. No, it's removed. It's removed from here. So this was just an announcement. Your answers, like in the forums that you have given answers to the task, the student tasks. Okay, like first task was write 3 features of the map. Okay, and also compelling reasons of overgrazing. This was the third question. So all these answers are actually compiled in the Word file, and they are put under this question. If you go into the lesson, then you will find this question, and under the question you will find this all compiled answers together. Okay, so if you are not comfortable reading on this forum, then you can go and read the compiled answers at the same location, right? Thank you. This is all.
Thank you for all the information.
So any other clarification you need or any question you have, then otherwise we will meet on Monday, right? Monday is our next instructor comes, and then he will be with you on Monday.
I have another
Okay.
question.
Oh, no problem, Cynthia. Don't worry. Yes, you speak.
And there's such small details, which it takes away from these fantastic subjects that we're learning about. It's about this button on our that says I have passed or not. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Quiz.
It seems to be on the page where it shows the course, and then all the different modules, what we are going to learn. And then after each, I guess you would call it a module, it says, I have passed. And you can, am I supposed to say, yes, I've passed, or do you do this?
No, it is not related with the pass. It is simple. If you, it is not, I should say it is not mandatory. It is simply symbolic. It's simply symbolic. Let me clarify this by sharing the screen. Okay. I understood what you mean to say. Okay. So I enter the course here. Then you are referring to this. Suppose in the module 1, suppose you open unit 1.1. Here you are talking. I pass. I pass or I do not pass. Okay. So if you click this I pass, let me, oh, system stopped me. 1 minute. Yeah. So if I say pass or not pass, it is seen here just on the top. where you see the logo on with the logo, you see a bar here, and percentage is written here. You see 21.05%. When you click pass, you pass. I mean, this system will automatically read and increase your percentage. So it is just a kind of symbolic thing that you have completed like 70% or you have completed it 80%.
Some encouragement. All right, very good.
So it has nothing to do. But quiz, you see, quiz.
Yeah, then that's something.
Yeah, quiz in your account, you can see the all quiz here, right? You can see here, and I demonstrated the dashboard. I demonstrated already the dashboard where you can find the result of your quiz. So these quiz are mandatory. Like when you will claim the certificate, our system will ask you whether you completed the quiz or not. It will be a declaration. And we will also verify your quiz because we can easily enter into your account and can find how many quiz you completed.
Yes, okay.
So it is simple. So this one is just symbolic. Okay. Any other question, please? Or not clarified with anything? You will see, I do not deliberately come on video because
wanted to ask that.
Yes, I will come only when your course will complete, and then we will meet on 9 December, okay? So we will definitely have a group photo on that day, everybody. You can watch my other videos. There's a lot of videos. Okay, friends, so let us close this session, today's session, I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank
See
you.
you next week.
Take care, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a nice weekend.
Good
Thank
weekend.
you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Take care.
Thank you.